Hello and welcome to the Ghost Quarter. Now, for those of you who may or may not remember, back in the day I was a major player in the silver stacking community. And then I kind of walked away from it for a while. And I'm kind of back now, but with some caveats. First, I have no intention of having silver laying around that's not being put to use. Now, I know that's a bold statement, but what I mean is I have no intention of having silver that literally is not being bought for the express purpose of being turned into sterling silver, which I will then pour into a mold and make into something that I actually want / need can use on a daily basis. I'm talking like bowls, plates, cups, spoons, that sort of thing. I mean, if you look around your apartment or house or whatever long enough, you'll realize very quickly that, there's a lot of things you use on a daily basis that, you could probably make yourself if you had access to a forge. Now, I'm not saying that I would make a, casting for a, like, sterling silver pot, because I don't know how safe that would be, trying to cook on, like a sterling silver pot or whatever. I got to do more research on that before I even attempt something like that. But, I thought about it and I'm like, I technically could do it. It's not that I can't do it. And something that's a fun fact that I learned recently was the principles of thermodynamics. Apparently, heat on silver, when you are trying to solder silver, the heat will go to the coldest point of the silver. And that's why, it's kind of a pain in the hassle sometimes to heat up your silver and get the part you want to solder on. So you have to figure out a way of lowering the content of the silver that you're trying to melt to make the solder point. You have to make that lower melting point than the silver you're trying to solder to. So for example, if silver melts at 2000 degrees, you want your melting point to be lower than that. Otherwise, when you're trying to solder it, your solder is going to get hot, but it's not going to adhere properly because your entire silver piece is just going to go and melt. That would be bad. So I learned about that. Also, if I'm applying heat here, you would think, okay, your heat's being applied here. This is going to be the hottest part of the metal. No, due to transfer of thermodynamics, apparently applying your heat here actually sends it up to the coldest point. So it'd be far away from where you actually think you're heating up. So another fun fact I learned. But anyway, why I'm saying all this is I bought the Devil Forge to make my own things. However, I reached out to Brent Underwood, the owner of Ghost Town Living, because I respect the man. I actually like what he's doing. And I want to support the American Hotel being rebuilt. And also I'd like to get some of my sterling silver in there. So I thought, well, you know what? Why don't I, figure out how to do the thing, and then I'll send him a cup or two when I'm reasonably able to do it. And get him like a full set of, like glassware that are, like for the American Hotel. Because how cool would it be to go all the way to the ghost town of Cerro Gordo, stay at the American Hotel and drink out of sterling silver, that was mined from, somewhere, maybe not necessarily Cerro Gordo, but yeah, I figure at a later point when I prove, hey, yeah, I'm not full of it, I'm actually doing a thing, maybe then I can talk to him and go, okay, well, I need some silver from Cerro Gordo, but I could make you a cup from Cerro Gordo. That would be pretty cool. And, that crossed my mind as a cool thing I could do. Now, that's why I made the video the other day about, this video is for Brent, and then immediately took it down because that was probably my most hated video on my channel ever, and I don't understand why that is, but I literally was just trying to discreetly go, hey, I want to make you a cup for free made out of sterling silver. And yet my community is just like, boo! Downvote! Boo! You suck! Boo! And I'm like, what the just happened? Everybody was like freaking out, and I'm like, what'd I do again? Why is everybody freaking out? So yeah, I was just like, yeah, that video's that's gonna go away. That's fine. I will just do it this way. Anywho, I'm hoping to hear back from him about what he actually wants for the hotel, because as I stated in a message to him that nobody saw, I don't want to make him something for his hotel that he doesn't want in his hotel. It doesn't make sense to make this really elaborate, really nice tankard for him to find out I hate that tankard. And so I'm like, yeah, maybe I ought to do something, that's smart and not just assume he wants it like that. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, let's work this out. Let's figure it out. And that's kind of where I'm at with it, is right now I'm waiting to hear back from him. If I don't hear back from him, I'll reach out again and go, hey, I'm actually serious. I want to know more. And that's also partially why I'm making this video, is I'm explaining why I bought the Devil Forge, which is for personal use, and also I'm using it to make stuff for Cerro Gordo, free of charge, mind you. Working on improving my skill sets as a silversmith, and in the long run, eventually getting to a point where I can quit my job and do something I actually like, as opposed to getting up, going to work, and wishing that I didn't have to get up and go to work anymore. Actually getting to a point where I have enough freedom that I can do what I want to do in the day, wherever I want in the country, without having to worry about it, and that's all very real and valid points that I have considered and thought about, Most people wake up and think to themselves that, oh, well, you have to get up and go to work all day, every day. You don't get a choice in that matter. You got to pay bills and blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, you're not wrong. But on the other hand, I'm like, I know for a fact that there's people out there that know how to make money outside of going to a 9-to-5 job, working for somebody else that they absolutely detest. And I've been, for the last effectively 10 years, working on getting to a point where I don't have to worry about it anymore. I can literally do what I want, when I want, however I want to do it. And I feel like that's probably one of the most important things that anybody can figure out, is how to effectively not have to work for a living all day, every day. I mean, you still have to work. I mean, I don't care who you are. I mean, Dan Locke still works. Dan Pena still works. Grant Cardone, he still works. Jeff Bezos still works. Elon Musk, that man never stops working. I don't necessarily agree with everything Elon Musk does, but that man never stops working. Truly successful people in life don't stop working. It's the people that they see a small breadcrumb of success and then they stop working that don't get where they want to go, or they get where they want to go for the short term and then realize they ended up at the wrong destination, too late. So I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that goes, okay, I'm now making stuff. I have a competent thing I'm doing here. This is a really good trade skill. Let's ramp this up and make something even better out of it. Let's take it to the next level. Let's make this bigger. Let's get more people involved with this. You know, somebody that knows how to do crafting, you know, i.e., you know, how to make better molds so that I can then go, okay, well, you're making, you know, the clay based off of my design, you know, but truth be told, you know, it's still the same design. It's just, you know, yeah. Anyway, I just had a thought. Sorry, it's one of those. It's just one of those thoughts where I just realized, oh, that's how that works. You know, I just realized, hey, wait a minute. If I push the thing into the Petrobond sand, and then I apply a heavy dose of talcum powder or whatever over the top of it, it'll prevent it from sticking, and then I can actually make the mold the way I need to make it. Oh God, I just figured out how to make, you know, two halves of the same mold work together. It's basic knowledge, but I'm just like, oh, that's how you do that. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go buy some clay later, because I'm going to be playing with clay if I want to, you know, make, you know, test pieces that I can then try and pour. Which, here's the thing. I'm not going to try and immediately pour sterling silver into the shape I want the sterling silver. That's a bad idea. What's a better idea is buying copper and then using that for the mold, so that if it has a catastrophic failure, I'm not spewing, you know, $150 worth of sterling silver all over the place. I'm spilling maybe $10, $25 worth of copper, you know, just to get the basic idea of it down. Hell, I don't even have to do it that way. I could make it out of fucking tin if I really wanted to. Tin or aluminum, just to get the basic idea of it down. It's like, okay, well, this is aluminum. Yes, I'm melting down aluminum, but, you know, there you go. Point is, I don't have to start with the most expensive metal known to man. You know, I can start with, hey, this is relatively cheap, but it's basically the same thing. Not to mention, it would be pretty cool to have a like Moscow Mule mug after I was done. That would be pretty cool. So what I might do is, since I'm going to be doing it for Cerro Gordo at some point, I might do some homework on, you know, what did miners drink out of in taverns in the late 1800s? Because Cerro Gordo, pretty sure that was California. I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, Cerro Gordo was around the late 1800s. I want to say 1860 to like 1940s, give or take. So it would be around that era that I'd be looking into. Splitting the average there, probably about 1980. Well, I'm sorry, 1890. Excuse me, 1890 is what I'd be aiming for, probably. But what I was hoping was, if Brent got back to me, he could go, okay, so this is what they would have had in the American Hotel at the time it was running, or this is what they had in here when I was in here before it burned down. So I wouldn't be doing guesswork on materials or what would have been in there. And that's partially why I was really hoping he might take a few minutes to be like, okay, this is exactly what was in here, this is what was not in here, or this is what I'd like to see in here when it's up and running, or whatever. Because, yeah, worst case scenario, I make several different designs, I send them all out there, and I go, tell me which design you like best, I'll send you a few more, and go from there. I'm just hoping that I don't, you know, never hear back from him on it. It's like, I went to a lot of work to do that. I'm really hoping to hear back from you. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. I got work to do in about 30 minutes. I have to go to work today. I hold down a part-time job, going to a job that I dislike strongly, just to be able to afford these videos. So if you want to help support my channel, hit that subscribe button and watch my videos all the way till the end. That's how I know you're a true viewer of my channel, is you watch the whole thing from start to finish. And I'm getting better at my videos. I'm noticing that every time I do a video, it's getting slightly better, and I'm not wasting as much time redoing a video because I'm getting more comfortable with, you know, sounding like an idiot. Because I used to redo videos over and over and over and over and over and over and over again and not upload a single one of those videos. And I'm tired of doing that because it's a waste of my time, it's a waste of your time, because I'm producing half-assed content by the time I've redone the video 14, 15 times in one sitting. So that's why I do what I do the way I do it. Is it also improves my public speaking skill, because I'm not, you know, constantly redoing it. I have to get it right the first time, and I can correct it if I don't, because it's like, all right, well, I didn't get that right, but I can fix it and make a joke out of it, or whatever. Like, for example, my win in Crete joke the other day. Yeah. I still have some left over, by the way. This stuff is still amazing. Strongly recommend. But my goal is to get this refinery project of mine up and running and start doing some really cool stuff, not just for myself, but for, you know, other YouTubers and other people on, you know, line as well. Not to mention, it would be pretty cool to sit here and drink out of a silver chalice, so. Goblet, whatever, you know what I mean. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to end it before my battery dies. Cheers.